I got the initial call on October 29th about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I was at home watching TV from two sources within minutes of each other saying the SWAT team just executed a search warrant and they found 2 dead bodies in this house, possibly a third. I called that into the Metro desk right away, and I thought about going out there, but nobody had any indication that it could mount anything else. So the next morning I picked up the paper and saw what it was, and it was a convicted sex offender. So I went to City Hall because the police had a graduation ceremony, and I wanted to talk to the top police officials. I knew they'd all be there to get a sense on what they thought could be in the house, and did they suspect more bodies. And that was about 9 o'clock, and I got some information. Nobody knew any idea what was there other than possibly another body buried in the basement. I went to the house at 10 o'clock on Friday, October 30th, and the neighborhood was quiet still. The police were there, the police tape was around the house, and not till about 2 o'clock the neighborhood really come to life, and people were hanging out. It wasn't the sense that there was, going to unearth a bunch of bodies. A typical crime scene, people are laughing, joking, want to know what's going on. Onlookers are driving by. But then I was told the police were getting a search warrant for the house, and they'd be there later in the day. A few hours later, probably 50, 60, 70 people amassed, and then and there was a lot of continued joking. There wasn't no sense of death yet, and not until later that day until the coroner's caravan and vehicle started showing up. And after each one left, I think the mood kind of dropped more solemn and more sad from the people who were there, because everybody knew there was 2 bodies there, and every time a black coroner's van left, everybody knew there was another body being pulled out of there. And people started showing up earlier, around 2 or 3 that day, with pictures and saying that their loved ones or mothers, sisters, or friends were missing from the neighborhood, but nobody had any idea what was there. As soon as then people started seeing those vans pull out of that driveway, the mood just turned somber, because they knew that potentially their loved ones could have been a victim.
Hi, my name is Denise Patton, DENISE PATTON.
Okay, Nancy, you were talking to me earlier about Nancy's house.
Yes.
And that when you heard that this had happened, what was your first thought?
My first thought, it couldn't be her.
Why do you think that?
Because she's been gone for 7 months and no one found her yet.
Did she frequent over here? Did she know?
Well, she knew the neighborhood because she lived over in the neighborhood.
So what's it like now, waiting to find out who's inside?
It's aggravating. The fears are unknown.
The word spread like wildfire. People showed up who had missing relatives, and not just women, there was men who were missing too in the city. And they showed up with their pictures, and they started the impromptu memorial, posting their pictures or handing out their flyers to all the people. And the family all kind of congregated to one side, and the media was hounded. I mean, we were trying to get more and more details about the relatives. People were passing out pictures. We were all looking for any info we could on these folks in case they were in the house.
And you're Nancy's daughter?
Yes.
Say your name.
My name is Kiana Hunt, K-Y-A-N-A, last name Hunt, H-U.
Kiana, what is Nancy said to you?
I have no words to describe how I feel.
Do you think your mom's going to keep on her?
I want to think that to get some closure to this, because it's been over so many months that I can do.
What if it is her?
I would be happy because I know that she's gone to a better place, but it's just I have to deal with the pain that she's doing.
And if it's not her?
I'm still hurting for whoever they saw me, whoever, that's
Unfortunately, the majority of them who showed up with pictures were in the house.
suspect they were all strangled.
Yeah, it's most likely strangulation in all cases, but the evidence of strangulation is absent in at least 2.
Well, Thursday on October 29th, they found 2 upstairs covered up under blankets, I believe. And they found a possible shallow grave in the basement, but they didn't know what it was. So Friday, they found bodies. They uncovered that body, and they found several more buried in the basement and some in a crawl space in the basement. And when they came back on Tuesday, on Election Day, they found the remaining bodies buried in the backyard. And then they also went back into the basement, and they found a skull inside a bucket wrapped inside a plastic bag.
Do you have a reason to expect to find more bodies in there?
Well, I don't know if we're going to find more bodies, but we didn't think we'd find more when we first started in the backyard. So right now it's just for evidence. Right now there is no indication that there are more bodies in the house.
I think one thing that as we started to do a little bit of digging about who these women were that were found in the house, and also the women that had accused Anthony Sowell of attacking them, is many of them either had mental health or drug abuse issues, drug addiction issues, which some have now said maybe made them an easier target, maybe that family members had been used to them going missing, or that they had lived a lifestyle that was a little more transient. And some folks that are experts in this area say that would be the exact type of person that a serial rapist or a serial killer could target, because they would be less likely to be noticed right away.
It appears, according to what police and prosecutors said, Sowell kind of preyed on them kind of women, because even in one of the reports he had told one of the women, nobody will know if you're missing.
I can tell you this, and I deal in facts. Currently, those black females that meet this profile, we have 14 active reports in the 4th District. I also know that because of the state of these particular bodies, some of these females have been discovered here over the course of the last few days could have been missing for the last 5 years.
For a year, my mother's been missing. It'll be a year on November the 10th. And I truly believe that this ignorant, you already know the rest, to have something to do with not just my family, whoever else, mother it is, daughter it is, sister it is, grandmother it is. So trust me, we will be in court, we will stand up, and we will get justice, because I believe my mother is going to be one of these women that's missing. She went missing from 118th and Kinsman, right around the corner.
He lured them into promise the party and offered to, get them high or get them drunk.
Out at the scene on Imperial Avenue one day, and as we were waiting to get more news on what was going on, I noticed there was kind of a cluster of women standing at the corner a little bit removed from the house. So I walked over and kind of started to chat up these women a little bit, and it was interesting because they said that they had come there because they were all in recovery from using drugs, and they believed they had known some of the women in the house. Some of them intimated that they might have been in the house at one point, and I said, well, what made you guys come down here? And they said, we're so thankful that this wasn't us, because it very well could have been us. And one of the women said that she felt it was really sad that we valued those women so little as a society that nobody noticed they were missing.